Okay, so my name's Jasmine. I'm 15 years old and I live in a double wide trailer in a trailer park in Ohio. I'm not really like what you would call like rich. I'm not really poor. I'm kind of in the middle, and I'm basically just making this channel to like record my pregnancy because I'm 6 months now, but back in January, that was when I first found out. So yeah, and I have 3 siblings. One is a girl, and the other 2 are boys. I have an older brother and a younger brother, and then a younger sister. And we're all J's. My mom's name is a J too, so it's really confusing. But I live with my grandma and my mom. I don't live with my dad and my mom because they split up because he hit her a lot, and he is an alcoholic. But my mom's no different. She was an addict most of my life, and she recently just got out of rehab. She was in there for about 6 months, and she is about to be 8 months sober. So she's doing good. I really don't care about my dad anymore. Anyways, back to the friggin' topic. Found out back in January, and my boyfriend is 20. He just turned 20 in January. He's actually in jail for his birthday, but he acts like he's my age. And like, I know people have different opinions for like a 15-year-old and a 20-year-old dating and everything, but yeah, that's yours. I have mine. So, when I was like, I found out when I was 8 weeks pregnant that I was, and it was pretty scary, but now I'm like really excited. Before, when I first found out, I kind of had some hints because like it was like 2 or 3 days after like my period hadn't showed up, and it was really frustrating. But like I went through that every month because I was always scared that I was, but I was just thinking in my head hardcore this time that I was. And I was telling my older brother that my period hadn't came and or hadn't come, and he was like, well, why don't you go get a pregnancy test? And I was like, no, I'm just gonna wait a couple more days. Like it can't be like that. And then I started getting really tired, and I got sick a lot. It wasn't exactly morning sickness, but it was like all day sickness, and I couldn't really eat anything without puking it back up. And I could only drink water, and when I did, I felt like I was gonna puke it back up. So I was just like, it was a mess. But when I found out Brandon, that's my boyfriend's name, he was in jail for about probably 3 weeks. He was in there 40 days the whole time. But yeah, it was 8 weeks, and it was, well, I had called his mom and told her that I thought I was, and I told her that I was having like bad sickness and I couldn't really do anything because how tired I was. And then like she like came over right away and she took me over to Drug Mart and got me one of those first response thingies. And we went across the streets over the sheets, and I went pee. And I didn't really have to pee, so it was just like a little bit of pee, but it only took like 3 seconds for the second line to show up. And then I sat there and I was like, oh fuck, what the fuck am I gonna do? And it was very nerve wracking because I was really scared. And I was freaking out like the first hour that I knew because I was like, I have to quit school, I can't do anything, I can't even like be a kid anymore. But then I thought for a couple weeks that I was going to have an abortion. But obviously that didn't work out because my best friend Whitney, she stayed the night with me, and she like convinced me that night not to do it, and she was telling me that like if me and Brandon were to ever break up, then I would still have a little piece of him, and like it was just like not gonna happen. So yeah, and oh yeah, telling my parents. It was actually pretty easy, and I just came home and my brother had told my grandma that I thought that I might be pregnant, and I had the pregnancy test, and she told me that if I was pregnant, that it's okay, it's not the end of the world, it happens to a lot of people, and it's gonna happen sometimes. So I went in my room and I come back out and I was already like bawling, and I was like, here, and then I threw the test at her. She was laying down on her bed, and she looked at it and like she didn't have her glasses on, and she took off the cap of it and started like, she didn't know that she didn't know that that's what it was, so she like was like, what is this, and like started touching the part that you pee on. It was really funny, and then my little sister started telling her what it was, and she was really happy. I guess she wasn't like mad or anything. And I told my brothers, and then um, they weren't mad either. They were pretty happy because they would be an uncle. So it wasn't all that bad. My mom, she was in rehab when I found out. So when we went to go visit her, I told her that. I told her that I wasn't keeping it, and she was like throwing a fit, but it's okay because I am. But yeah, so that is how I told them. and it wasn't like a thing that I was gonna hesitate with. And I know that like some people's like situations are different, and some of your parents might not approve, and they might be really upset, and I understand that because I would be too if my little girl turned out to be pregnant, but I would help her and I wouldn't make her feel like shit. But yeah, so I am 6 months, and I'm pretty sure I'm 24 weeks. 1 second. Yeah, I'm 24 weeks and 4 days. So my due date is October 8th, and found out that it's a girl, and so we're naming her Jacqueline, and her middle name's gonna be Marie, and yeah, um, I haven't really gotten anything, like any symptoms so far. My boobs did start to leak a while ago, but they calmed down a little bit, I guess. They don't hurt. They did at first, like the first month, and I don't have any stretch marks anywhere, and I'm trying to think of what else. Um, I think that's it. So I'm going to show you my stomach, and then we will be done here. And I'm really camera shy, so it's like I'm talking all weird and stuff. This isn't normally how I am. It's just whenever you put a camera in my face, I'm like, I don't like people. Okay, anyways. Okay, so this is it from the front. And that's my birthmark. But that is it. And I have nothing else to say. And I'm getting really nervous, and oh, my sunburn hurts really bad. But yeah, I don't have any stretch marks on my stomach, and I did start to feel her move around 2 months ago, but it was just little things that were really hard to point out if it was her or not. But now you can tell and you can start seeing it on the outside. That's really cool. But yeah. So I'm going to stop the video. But that is my story, and I know there's other girls that have the same problem. So if you do I don't know, message me or something. I don't know, I'm new to this. Okay, well,